Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show. Before the free-show, they recorded that foosball show this morning, and now my headset's all messed up.
The Holy Sea of pigskin.
Yes, that one. Mallory's head is a lot smaller than mine is. So
she has small head and you have big head.
I have massive, but it's like
you got big dome.
It matches the bodies.
Yeah.
Like she's just little everywhere. I'm lanky with a big old head.
Hello, welcome on to the pre-show before the free show. A couple of small announcements. One, tomorrow, Greg Powers. We'll say this during the show too, but Greg Powers won't be with us.
Yeah, R.I.P.
So instead, we're gonna. So it's like like no parents, no rules.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So tomorrow
we're gonna party.
We're playing trivia. We're playing Kahoot trivia again. If you remember when we did the DCTF Happy Hour trivia,
yeah,
we haven't done it in a hot minute.
No, that was my all-time favorite part of the Pandy. 100% honest.
We're bringing it back. Pickle is going to get really drunk during it.
Yes.
So,
that's a good point. I was allowed to drink last time. Am I allowed to do that again?
I don't think are you going to be on camera? I guess you could go to yourself on camera every once in a while.
But if not, I can just. I'll be shotgunning back here the whole time.
And if you've never played with us, if you've never played, you get to play at home, and we will have a prize. In fact, I guess I can tell you the prize is a 2022 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, signed by Coverboy Joey McGuire.
How about that?
So if you're interested in that, we'll give it out. We're giving out prizes. If you want to play Kahoot trivia tomorrow with us, it'll be a lot of fun. If you've never played, it's easy. You just tune in at the same time you're tuning in right now. You'll play on your phone. Your phone is your answer pad and stuff like that. So and I've been putting together the quiz, and I gotta be honest,
dude, it's hard.
I got dialed up a heater here.
Like we got progressively more difficult like throughout the time that we were doing this every single week, but this one was difficult. We only took half of it yesterday, and we all stunk.
Yeah, so
it's good. It's a really good trivia quiz.
So tomorrow, Kahoot trivia. Instead of talking about football, we're going to play trivia. Although there will be some football questions in there. So come play with us and tell your friends. It's free to play, and we'll just have a good time tomorrow on TFT. There's no TFT on Friday. Instead, we are having WTF takeover. Women Talking Football are going to be back on Friday, commandeering the noon slot.
That's what we do.
Remember, we are on at 1:30 on Thursday because we are coming to you live from Lone Star Conference Media Days in McKinney. So there's that. Now on to the real topic of the pre-show. Pickle.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm watching Righteous Gemstones.
I don't forget. You're watching the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I am interested in your review of the HBO original series, The Righteous Gemstones.
So first off, to precursor this for people who don't know, you're the one that suggested this to me. You've seen it. There's only 2 seasons out right now, and you've seen both. Have you finished the second season?
I have.
Okay. Well, you've been telling me to watch it, and so I finally sat down and started. I'm just now starting the second season.
The thrust of the show is that it follows a family of preachers that run like a mega church.
Yes.
John Goodman is the father. Danny McBride, who's like the writer and creator, is one of the sons. There's 3 kids.
I'm not saying that the human is, but if you're not following that as well, think of the church aspect as in like Joel Osteen.
Yeah,
like
mega church.
That's what's kind of revolving. Like millions of people tune in to watch online.
Yes. That's exactly. Yeah, that's the you're thinking the ones you see that are on like the news or like not the news, but they're on like a news channel.
Right.
Like, it's broadcast on.
Yeah, they seem more like a politician than a preacher. Is kind of what the vibe that you get. That's what
prosperity gospel, big stuff like that. Anyway, go on.
But this is all about the family.
And the drama with the family.
And the drama with the family and the amount of money that they're bringing in and all that stuff. It is, it's crude humor.
Oh, it's the most
very crude humor.
It's the most crude show I've ever watched.
Yeah, but I'll say there's a lot of times where I like humor like that. I think everyone can probably guess that. I like humor like that, but there are times in a series where it's too much. I like that in a movie where it's like, okay, an hour and a half of that, and then I'm done. In a series, it has been very hard for me to find a show with that crude of humor that I feel like I can keep coming back to, and they do a really good job of keeping you coming back.
The story's good.
It's funny.
The characters are really compelling.
But you have to go into it with the mindset that it's a dumb show,
There's a lot of dumb zone in this.
You have to know, but it's really nice for a time like this when I just want to go home and I don't want to get into anything heavy. I just want to go home and be able to laugh a little bit or be doing other stuff while I'm watching it. I have very much enjoyed it so far, but it's because I went into it with the mindset that it was going to be a dumb show with crude humor. Had I not known that, I don't know if I would have kept going.
Right.
So don't go in blind. But if you like that kind of stuff, then this is it's really stinking funny.
It's really funny. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who's your favorite character?
Oh man.
Do you have a favorite character?
Maybe this is just from like the heart, but BJ is I just love him. I got to the Outback Steakhouse scene.
It's one of the finest scenes in American
If
television
you want to figure out if you want to watch this show, go to YouTube and type in Righteous Gemstones Outback Steakhouse scene. Then you can figure out if you want to watch this thing.
It's a good encapsulation.
It is that's the perfect trailer for the show, and it is so funny. I think it's the other people's interactions with BJ that I like so much, of them just constantly giving him a hard time. The earring is great when he finally gets the earring. Yeah, I think I have.
How much of season 2 have you gotten done?
I think if I'm into 2 episodes. I did get to the Joe Jonas scene. I think that's the last one that I watched.
BJ only gets better.
Oh, okay, good.
BJ's great. I'm a big fan. Judy's great. I'm a big fan of Keith.
I was gonna say that. He's great. The awkward hugs that he gives,
and he only gets wilder too.
Oh yeah.
In the second season, oh God, what's Adam Devine's character's name?
Oh, P. It starts with P, doesn't it? Oh God.
Oh God. All right, yes.
I can't remember
characters. Adam Devine. I only say when I see Adam Devine. Kelvin. Kelvin gets a power team.
Yes.
I'm
in there.
We've shown that he's got the power team, like the God Squad.
Yes.
Which like the guys, if you never saw, I think people who know what I'm talking about, like it's the people who came and like broke through the boards and stuff like that, while preaching and stuff. He's got that, and he only gets more ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Baby Billy. Baby Billy Freeman.
I just got to
Walton Goggins.
Oh God.
The performance of a lifetime as Baby Billy Freeman.
It's
he
fits the role so well.
Tell me that Misbehavin' is not a certified jam.
Running through the house with a pickle in my mouth.
It's a certified bop. Okay? I listen to Misbehavin' without context.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a bop because
it is.
They also had the mom is dead. The mom has passed away in the story, and the mom is played by the oh God, what's her name? She's the Righteous Gemstones mother. She is Jennifer Nettles.
Yes.
The one who is the lead singer of what's that? Sugarland? Yeah, Sugarland.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lead singer of Sugarland. She just shows up. So she's got pipes, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It is a spectacular show.
Go to YouTube and type in the Outback scene, and
if you are easily
going
offended, you will hate this show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're easily offended, I will tell you have to have a little bit of stomach for
very crude humor.
But
go Google the Outback thing, because you'll find out very quickly if this is a show for you or if it's not a show for you.
So then, is the official position of of Texas Football Today a recommendation of Righteous Gemstones?
A good day.
Good day. Good day, BJ. Hit the theme, Expo. Pickle. Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It's Texas Football Today, a show with an internet connection. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor. I keep going behind this TV. I'm the managing editor of Dave
it's
Campbell's
because
Texas
they
Football.
move the stinking camera. I didn't realize it till now. Usually the TV's in full focus.
I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local, mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the executive producer of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. She's the Duchess of Dork. She's Ashley Pickle.
Over here getting blasted in the comments.
For what?
It was funny. They said, well, we know you like crude humor, potty mouth pickle.
She is potty mouth pickle. Many people are saying, hashtag potty mouth pickle. Get it trending.
Do not.
Do it. Hashtag potty mouth pickle. Today is Tuesday, July 26, 2022. 121 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to... do you have a birthday?
My cousin,
I was going to say Mick Jagger, but that's fine.
Alex and Chelsea, they just, their second baby girl was born this morning.
Oh,
so today
that's
is her
pretty
birthday.
good. That's a good one.
Hang on, I can tell you exactly.
Happy birthday
what it was.
to...
It was Miss Charlotte Grace Reeder, born at 4:21 a.m., 6 pounds, 4 ounces, and 18 inches. She is happy and healthy.
Yeah, chonk.
Sweet little girl.
So happy birthday to Charlotte and also Jason Statham. It's episode 1.
Some of these things are the same.
422. On today's show, friends, Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
Where we will be breaking down which college football coach in Texas is best against the spread. And I don't mean the spread offense. We'll talk about that in the back half of the show. We caught up with the head coach of the Gregory-Portland Wildcats, Coach Brent Davis, down there at THSCA Coaching School and Convention. We'll hear from Coach Davis coming up here at the back half of the program. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Nick Morton, Tony Blaylock, Aaron Arbuckle, and Aaron Flynn. Welcome in, fellas. Which also, Aaron's a pastor, and he says that he loves Righteous Gemstones. So...
It probably just
it's got the Lord's approval.
It probably just hits really, really close to him because I'm sure he knows
other people in the industry like
yes,
that.
He knows the industry very well. So yeah. Okay, let's throw up the graphic for tomorrow or for what we're doing this week because the schedule is a little bit wonky this week, but it's fun. It's fun wonky. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're having Texas Football Today live at noon. We're playing trivia. Kahoot trivia. If you've never played with us, it's what we did with the during the pandemic when we did happy hour trivia. We're bringing it back. It's free to play. We're giving away fabulous prizes tomorrow at noon. Come play trivia with us at noon. Texas Football, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places. It's free to play. It's easy to play. You just play on your phone. Mm-hmm. Although the quiz is not going to be easy.
No, but that makes it fun.
Then at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Republic of Football live, 2 o'clock. And by live, I mean it was recorded today, but it'll be played live.
It'll be at Conference USA Media Days tomorrow.
But that'll be 2 o'clock on tomorrow. Thursday, special time, 1:30 p.m. Texas Football Today will be live from the Lone Star Conference Media Days in McKinney. We talk with a number of coaches and players. Plus, I believe we're trying to get Jay Perner, the commissioner of the Lone Star Conference, to chat with him. He's going to stop by the booth. We will talk with all the folks from the Lone Star Conference. But special time, 1:30 p.m. we go live on Texas Football Today. And then on Friday, it's a WTF Takeover at noon. Women Talking Football, Episode 3, coming out on Friday. You guys will be here, you and Malpal. Do you have a guest yet that you want to reveal?
No.
Okie dokie. Noon, Friday, you'll have to find out.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
You have to find out who the guest is together with all of us. Friday, WTF taking over the noon time slot. So that's the schedule for this week. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up this week. Big week of content.
Yeah, and it's all fun. Like a lot of fun.
A lot of fun content. Powers needs to go out of town more often. All right, Pickle, I'm checking my watch, and today is Tuesday, July 26th. You know what that means?
Math Tuesday.
It's time for Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
It's Math Tuesday here on Texas Football Today, where we break down just some numbers, go inside the numbers of things across the state of Texas. And look, one of the things that I think is very interesting about society and sports specifically is the attitudes toward gambling and how much it has changed. So you are too young to remember this, and perhaps you are too disconnected from baseball to remember this.
Okay.
But there's a gentleman by the name of Pete Rose. Do you know who Pete Rose is?
I do.
Pete Rose is...
Mainly because I've heard y'all talk about him in the office.
So Pete Rose is one of the greatest baseball players of all time, arguably the greatest hitter of all time, spectacular baseball player. But Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Because he was caught gambling on baseball while he was, I believe, a manager, maybe a player, but he was caught gambling on baseball. And so gambling has always been like verboten. You cannot talk about it on broadcasts. You can't bring it up. You have to like talk around it, things like that. Al Michaels, in the later part of his career, like in the 2010s, he got very like... it was Al Michaels and Brent Musburger. Both got very famous by like talking around it, but in like more like wink terms of like there would be a late touchdown and they would say, well, that's a very important touchdown for a certain segment of the population. Things like that, right? You can't mention it. It's like, oh, now the over has hit, or now they're covering the spread, or things like that.
Because that could sound like they're just talking about the fans of the team.
Because gambling was just like verboten in sports. And the funny thing is,
it's probably because it's not legal in every state.
That's part of it.
That's got to be part of it.
Certainly that's part of it. Part of it is that it's not legal in every state. It's becoming more legal across the country. And it's also worth mentioning, by the way, this is a pretty uniquely American phenomenon. If you go over to soccer matches in England, you can bet at the game. Like they have like a betting window at the game. And so, there's not that. And you see the jerseys that have like the betting sponsors on it and stuff like that. But there's always this, in America, there was always this separation of church and state, right? That separation has certainly narrowed, and now I think you see it all the time in media coverage. People are willing to openly talk about gambling. They're willing to openly talk about the lines. They're willing to openly talk about these types of things, over-unders, spreads, prop bets, etc. I like to gamble. That's me. If it's not right for you, don't do it. But I like to gamble.
If you work in a college athletics, you cannot do any gambling. Not on NFL, not on college.
Because you've got a lot of buddies who are in like the athletic departments.
And my boyfriend works in college athletics, and they had one of their big facilities and event management things in Vegas this year, and I was like, "Oh, are you going to go to the sports book?" And he's like, absolutely not. He was like, there's college athletics people, they can't bet on anything.
He could not go, and he works in college athletics, right? So he couldn't go and bet on a Major League Baseball game.
Nope, they can't do. And that's what's crazy. I thought it was just college athletics, which at that point, completely understand. Not being able to bet on, because I was like, yeah, there's NBA games going on. Are you going to, like the finals was going on, I think, when he was down there, and I was like, are you going to go put some money down on a sportsbook? He was like, absolutely not. Like compliance is everywhere.
My job.
Yeah.
Right. But gambling is becoming more and more a part of sports consumption. And we've certainly done our part to bring that along. You may remember our dearly departed free money. We have some other things in the pipeline that we think you might like. And so I thought it was be interesting to take a look at the college football coaches in the state of Texas and how they have fared against the spread. How they have fared going up against what Vegas thinks, or the books, I should say, think they're going to do. And you may be thinking, okay, well, just the best teams are going to be at the top, but that's not necessarily the case. For example, the last year in college football, the team that was the best in across all of college football, the team that was best at covering, best at beating the spread, was Michigan. Michigan went 11-3 against the spread. Now, Michigan was pretty good, but like, for example, like you would think like Georgia would be down there, right? Georgia would be the best team, but they were fine against the spread, right? There are really good teams that are bad against the spread, and there are bad teams that are pretty good against the spread. Well,
and sometimes that's because they think that those really good teams are going to beat their opponent by so many, they put a ridiculous spread to it,
Yeah. Perfect example. And perhaps this is telling. UNLV. UNLV did not have an awesome season last year. UNLV went a grand total of, let me see if I can find it real quick. You're listening to live
Which
coverage.
is ironic because they're in Vegas.
Right, exactly. They went 2-10 last year.
Oof.
They went 2-10. They were bad.
The home
Yet
team.
8-4 against the spread. So they were
Yeah.
good against the spread. They exceeded the expectations, but they didn't get in the win column.
Right.
So here are the teams here are the coaches in Texas. And I didn't include the 3 new coaches: Sonny Dykes at TCU, Rhett Lashley at SMU, obviously, and then Joey McGuire at Texas Tech. But here are the coaches and how they've done in their career against the spread. Number 1 is Jeff Traylor. Jeff Traylor at UTSA is 16-10 against the spread. He covers his teams cover 61.5% of the time. There's only 3 guys who are above 50%.
Yeah.
Dave Aranda at Baylor, 13-8-2, and then Jimbo Fisher. He's 29-19, about 60% covering the spread. Dan Holgerson, perfectly down the middle, 17-17 against the spread. And then you've got guys who have struggled to cover the spread. Seth Luttrell at 34-40-1. Steve Sarkisian, they went 5-7. They also underachieved Vegas's expectations there. They went 5-7 against the spread. Mike Bloomgren at Rice is 19-21-1, which is 46.3%. Dana Dimmel kind of hovering around 500. But I think this is interesting. Jake Spavital has a relatively ugly win-loss record, but he's actually been much better
spot on,
against the spread. Vegas has had a pretty good beat.
That actually doesn't surprise me as much there because they had 3 or 4 games last year that literally came down to the final moments.
For example, do you know who? So last year against the spread, Baylor was the best team against the spread in Texas. They went 10-4 against the spread. Okay, do you know the second best team in Texas was? North Texas.
Yeah. Well, I was just
9-4.
going to say, even if they didn't do well last year, they covered over Missouri, so that's really all that matters.
I don't know what that means.
I can bring up you in the bow tie picture.
So this is and look, Pat, these things tend to even themselves out. Vegas does not make a living and they don't keep the lights on because they are
bad at predicting
these types of things. So I would these guys should all matriculate back to about 50%. But I think it's interesting that right now, if you want to think about a spread as expectations, right, of what Vegas expects you to do. Traylor and UTSA have exceeded it. And Traylor, Aranda, and Fisher have exceeded expectations in Vegas, while guys like Bloomgren at Rice, Luttrell at North Texas, and Sarkisian at Texas have underachieved what Vegas expects.
So what we're saying is if you're putting money down.
I'm not suggesting that. All I'm saying is...
That's what you're saying.
All I'm saying is I thought these numbers were interesting.
I'm here to help.
A look here. So there's also, if you're interested, there's also the over-under. And Rice hit the over 75% of their games last year. 9-3 in the over, as opposed to the worst team in Texas was North Texas. They were 4-8 on hitting the over under. So
that tracks.
Anyway, there you go. A little interesting look at some betting angles with college football as we are careening towards football season. We're about a month away. A month away, we'll be playing football.
Let's go.
Yeah, there will be a college football game because there's
North Texas versus UTEP in the Sun Bowl on week 0.
Week 0.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it. Anyway, there it is. Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
We are at Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. TexasFootball.com is where you can find complete coverage of high school football, college football, and recruiting all across the Lone Star State. A reminder to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber at TexasFootball.com/subscribe. We'll send you the magazine right now. Magazine should be hitting stores across Texas beginning next week. So be on the lookout for that. But if you want it mailed to you right now and you want a year's worth of exclusive online content,
if you want the chance to get a Joey McGuire signed one, play Kahoot tomorrow.
That's
play
also
trivia.
True. But TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Go check that out. Let's talk about our friends at Athletes to Athletes. Every high school athlete wants to play on the big stage, and every parent wants their child to be the best. But is making your target list of schools based on top 25 rankings really the best strategy? What about academics or location, coaching style, financial aid? There's a lot of factors that should be considered when selecting a college program outside of just on-field performance. Our friends at Athletes to Athletes have put together a recruiting guide centered around providing a broader, more holistic perspective about what your college experience could be. This thing has checklists, it has do's and don'ts, key strategies, and a lot more. It's a 22-page guide that covers everything you and your family should know as you walk through your college recruiting journey. And for a limited time, Athletes to Athletes is offering this guide for free to our audience. Go to athletes2athletes.com/Dave Campbell today to download the free college recruiting guide. That's athletes2athletes.com/Dave Campbell. And if you are presently not in the market for recruiting, like if you've got a 5-year-old, right? Mm-hmm. Or hypothetically, if you have a 3.5-year-old who is, he's getting faster. He's getting faster.
New school shoes will help.
Maybe took after his dad. But maybe you have a friend who has a son or a daughter who is presently looking into the recruiting world. Download this and send it to them. Scan that QR code or go to athletes2athletes.com/Dave Campbell to get the free recruiting guide from our friends at Athletes to Athletes. And now a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Pickle, while we were down in San Antonio at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention, we had a number of coaches swing by. One of them, the head coach of the Gregory-Portland Wildcats, Coach Brent Davis. Great first year down there at GP. Here's our conversation with Gregory-Portland head coach Brent Davis here on Texas Football Today.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the 90th Annual Texas Coaches Convention here at the THSCA in San Antonio. Here with the head coach of the Gregory-Portland Wildcats, Coach Brent Davis, here early on Monday morning. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. First off, congratulations on a wonderful season last year there in your first year back on the Coastal Bend. You guys had a heck of a run going all the way to the regional finals. I mean, and played a great ball game there against Flower Bluff. But I mean, in year one, obviously no one expects to go to the regional finals in year one. That's a big thing. That's a huge accomplishment. How when you looked back on the season, how happy and proud of your program and your kids were you?
I knew when we went. I was in South Texas for a while, I knew a lot about Gregory-Portland, and I knew once we got there and got established and got it going that they were going to buy into it, and that's exactly what happened. We got great kids. Parents have high expectations. When you have that and then you go to work, it usually works out pretty good. So I'm not going to say I'm not a little surprised that it happened that fast, but very grateful and just a testament to how hard they work.
Well, you get to a new job and you got started out a little slow last year. You play a tough schedule, play some good people, and the kids are trying to figure the system out, and you guys are kind of trying to learn the kids and what they can and can't do. Was there a moment last year where you felt like, okay, guys, we got this thing? We got the ship turned in the right direction. Was there a moment last year you felt like? Yeah,
and it was actually a loss that we took. Kyle Allen beat us first game, and they were much better than us.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to play Los Fresnos.
Los Fresnos, yeah.
And that got canceled because of COVID, so we picked up Bernie, and Bernie's got a really good football team. And
regional finalists as well last year,
So we go up to play them at their place, and we played really well. I mean, they beat us by one touchdown, 35-28, but we kind of grew up in that game. We kind of figured out what we needed to do to have success, and then the next week we opened district with Moody, and just took off, and that was the moment, I'd say.
Okay. And you mentioned you've got roots in South Texas. I know your lovely wife is from that part of the state. had a lot of success down there. You know, obviously your time there in Sinton, and you had some great teams there at Alice. Even before Sinton, you were at Banquetti down there. You're familiar with the lay of the land. So obviously, when the job opened up and you took you were at a great place in San Angelo when the job opened up, coming down to the Coastal Bend. But the level of football there, people don't realize how good and talented a lot of the teams are down there. When you came back and you started to watch the teams in your district on film, did it kind of hit you? Okay, these guys can play. The rest of the state is kind of sleeping on these guys a little bit.
Yeah, big time, especially Flower Bluff. I mean, I don't think they get the recognition they deserve. They've done a great job, Coach Steinbrook. They've been there almost 20 years, I think.
Yeah, and that staff, that kind of continuity.
They got that establishment there, and they're probably our biggest rival as far as a district rival.
Yeah,
and
you guys are heading down to with them in Division II. You going to Division II this year. You guys are joining them in a Rio Grande Valley district. You know, you're used to travel though. You were in San Angelo. You guys are hitting the road a lot. How do you prepare your kids for that kind of travel? Is it more just about setting up a routine when you have to take those road trips and keeping the kids on schedule?
That's really what it is more than anything. It's just not making a big deal out of it. Mm-hmm. You know, just this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. We always would eat, with lunch and then do a walkthrough at our own place, and then we would go on the bus and travel, and I had to kind of figure it out in San Angelo, but first year I was there, we would try to get there really early and get acclimated and all that, and I figured out that wasn't working. So what we started doing was we would do a lot of our prep at our place and then get on the bus.
Where you're comfortable.
Yeah, and then we would get there just in time to get ready for the game, and to me, that's worked out way better for us. And we were talking about the community, now that we're Division II and we're going to have some games down south. Oh, this is so far and all this. And I've tried to let them know, look, this in West Texas, this is like the closest game.
Yeah, this is no big deal for us.
Yeah, this 2-hour trip is the closest trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be good. We're going to get to play some teams down there that we haven't played in a while.
Be some good atmospheres down there.
Hey, South Valley football.
They show up in droves, don't they? Yeah,
I mean, really and truly, probably if you look across the whole state, I bet they have the biggest community fan base that turns out down there. You know, it's crazy.
Now, it's the second day of coaching school, always a huge event, kind of the kickoff for the season. How special is it to be a part of THSCA, to be active in the association and just kind of get out here and see all your old friends and check out all these vendors?
Yeah,
it's an awesome event.
I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, people all over the United States talk about Texas high school football and, how important it is. And you can tell by, when 13,000 people show up and all the vendors. And just it's a good time. You get to see guys that you haven't seen maybe since last year and reminisce. And, that's
probably see kids that you coach that are coaching now. Yeah.
I've got several that I coach that are now coaching, so that's always fun too.
Oh yeah, swap a little strategy, see what they're and it's good for you guys. I mean, even though I won't date you, but you've been around a little while. But you're a lifelong learner. There's always something you can learn at these events, right?
You betcha.
Let's look ahead to 2022. We think we think highly of you guys. We think you guys are going to have a chance to be a really good ball club this year. When Wildcat fans see your team take the field in week one. What do you think the Gregory-Portland Wildcats are going to hang their hat on? What are going to be your strengths?
Well, our strengths, like last year, was just playing solid defense and having a really good running game, and we complement our running game with our passing game, but we're a running football team. And when I was in San Angelo, we were a spread throw it team.
Yeah, a little more throw it
around.
So
and just had to change our philosophy a little bit because of the kids we have and
adjust to the personnel,
exactly.
Right? But that's the thing is that offense that you guys run, you can adapt it to your kids.
Yes,
if you got good running backs, you're a smart coach. If you got a good running back, you're going to hand them the football. You're going to let your guys make plays. Final question for you. We always had fun with you talking about San Angelo Mexican food. Good food down there. There's lots of good Mexican food in Corpus Christi. So what are your favorites? What are the Coach Davis go-tos?
Well, probably my favorite is La Playa in Corpus Christi.
I like La Playa too. When I went down there for 7-on-7, I told you I went to La Playa.
La Playa is really good. I mean, it's authentic and it's kind of a mix. It's not really, the kind of Mexican food we had up in San Angelo, but it's a good I don't know that they have them anywhere but Corpus, do they?
I don't think so. I've only seen the two in Corpus.
They got two in Corpus.
And if you like seafood, you can get, they got good seafood there too.
And they got a kind of a Mexican cuisine with the seafood. You know,
it's good stuff. So
it's really good.
Yep.
That'd be my pick.
That's my choice. That's my first choice as well. So, Coach, we'll let you get off to. I know you got a couple events you got to get to. We appreciate your time.
Hey, thanks.
Congrats on a great 2021 season. Good
Appreciate
luck in 2022, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes.
Appreciate y'all, man. I know, Texas football. Y'all, support it and advertise it, and we really appreciate that.
It's a lot of fun, Coach. We appreciate you.
There is Brent Davis, head coach of the Gregory-Portland Wildcats. Excited to see what they do down there on the coast. Once again, appreciate his time at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment, the final thoughts.
I'm going to go ahead and throw up that graphic one more time that we put up earlier. A different schedule this week. Tomorrow, we are back at the normal hour, but we're going to be doing Kahoot.
We're playing trivia.
So come play and try your hand to get a Joey McGuire signed edition of the.
We'll probably have some other awards for
2020.
second and third place, too. We'll come up with something for second and third, too. So if you get on the
Sure.
podium, we'll get you something. But tomorrow noon, we're playing trivia.
And then Republic of Football will be live tomorrow at 2. Then Thursday, 1:30 p.m. live from Lone Star Conference Media Days. Tepper and I think Malpal will be out there for live coverage of that. So tune in at 1:30. And then Friday, Tepper's not here, so the women are taking over. We're taking over the normal TFT slot for Women Talking Football. Myself, Mallory Hartley, unnamed guest, and it'll be a good time.
It'll
So
be
come
fun.
party with us.
Yeah, come party. So there you go. Big week of content at TexasFootball.com. We got trivia tomorrow. Come join us. We will, and if you've never played with us, it's free. It's fun to play. You use your phone as your keypad.
Yep.
And
Super
it keeps
easy.
it keeps your points, and it's fun. So come play with us tomorrow at noon in the normal This Week in Recruiting. But
And if you're worried that you'll do bad, like I did awful, so don't feel bad
Don't
about
worry.
it. Like
Don't worry.
we're not
We're all
judging you
having fun
because
here.
we all did not do
we're
very
all
well.
having fun. Should be done in about 40 minutes, I would
Yeah.
say. So there you go.
You learn a lot.
There
I
you
can
go.
tell you that.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Oh, they put, you know what else they did? They put Vince's trophy over there.
Ugh, God. Republic of Foosball messing everything up. How about we transfer over to our other set and you can look at some birds while we wait.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks again to Brent Davis of Gregory-Portland for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. I'd never put it on the floor. We'll see you tomorrow for trivia on Texas Football.
Kahoot!